Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, what is happening with Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev? It has been something that we have been waiting for, and there was a date, June 20, but obviously that was put off due to the coronavirus. That was supposed to be at Tottenham's new stadium, but obviously now it has been moved back. But there has been no date, no venue. It has been talked about Croatia, Saudi Arabia, maybe the Royal Albert Hall, strangely enough, and possibly the O2 later on in the year. Now, we haven't heard much more about this. We do know that the IBF are not putting pressure on Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn to get this deal done, to get the fight made for a date and venue, because it's very difficult for a fight like this, especially when Anthony Joshua is involved, where a live gate is extremely important to the revenue of both fighters, including Kubrat Pulev. I know that Kubrat Pulev is constantly saying he wants a date, he wants a venue, he wants to get back in there and get in with Anthony Joshua and have his world title opportunity. But it's not that simple. If he wants to do it sooner rather than later, then he will have to take a pay cut. It's just as simple as that, because they cannot have live crowds at the moment. So if they do it within the next 8, maybe 12 weeks, probably 12 weeks, but if they do, then there's not going to be all that many people there, because we don't know where we will be by that time. We don't know what is going to happen over the coming weeks, over the coming months. So it's very difficult to lock down a date and a venue when you don't really know where we are going to be when that time comes. So at the moment, we do not have a date, we do not have a venue, but I do believe that will come soon. Now, Anthony Joshua is still wearing a knee brace, so that injury is still there. So I don't know whether he would be able to start a training camp anyway with that injury. So Anthony Joshua needs 12 weeks. Kubrat Pulev needs 12 weeks. For a fight like this, a world heavyweight title fight, they need 12 weeks. I mean, realistically, any pro athlete should be able to get themselves into shape quite quickly within 8 weeks, because they should be there anyway, especially considering the level they are at in the sport. But you can guarantee the date from which the fight will happen, they will have 12 weeks in order to prepare. Now, as I said, Anthony Joshua is still wearing that knee brace, so he won't be able to start a full training camp until that injury has gotten better. Now, it was just revealed as a simple knee injury, but maybe it's more, maybe it is just a knee injury and that's just a precaution. He is training, he is doing some shadow boxing, I believe, and on the bike as well, but I mean, that's just keep busy training. He's not in a full training camp for the Pulev fight. So when you consider that, the fight is not 12 weeks from now, so 3 months' time, that is obviously not when the fight will happen, so it will likely be November or December is when Anthony Joshua will fight Kubrat Pulev, his IBF mandatory, meaning that it will be just before Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3. It will likely be in that same month, meaning that Anthony Joshua will have been out of the ring for a whole year, which is a long time to be out of the ring, especially considering when Anthony Joshua is 30 years old, will be 31 by that time. He's not old, but it's a long time in his career to be taken out. A year doesn't seem that long, but when you are a pro athlete who peaks at around 29 or 30, maybe 31, and your career ends before you are 40, then a year is a long time. And plus, there is a possibility that they make this date, they make this venue, they decide that they're going to have 10,000 people there, a limited crowd. Then it gets to that and they can't do it. So they have to plan for the way things are now. So they have to plan with the possibility that there could be no crowd for this fight, because if they say there's going to be 10,000 people there, then all of a sudden it gets locked down again. Then what are they going to do? They'll have to cancel it, but they can't do that because, again, that's a year out of Anthony Joshua's career. He needs to fight. He needs to fight this year. Time is just too important at this point in Anthony Joshua's career. It really is, because he's peaking. This is his peak. The Andy Ruiz Jr. 2 fight was likely his best performance. So he's probably coming into his prime now. He needs to be busy during that time in his career. So I believe the best thing that they can do is say that this is when the fight will happen. This is the money for TV rights and all of that. If there is a live crowd there, then that money will be split in the same percentage of the split of the TV rights deals. And that's the way they should do it. The crowd should only be there as a bonus if they can do it. If not, then it must be behind closed doors, because this fight must happen. I mean, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3 will happen in December. So if they're not careful, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury will have fought twice, whereas Anthony Joshua has not fought a single time in this calendar year. So all in all, I believe that they need to stop banking on there being a live crowd there and just accept they might have to do this behind closed doors. And if they do, then they're going to have to accept less money. And who knows, there could be a crowd there, but they need to make sure that they accept that there might not be and make the fight based on those terms. If they can have a crowd, then great. Then split that up in the split that would be for the fight. 70-30, I believe, in favour of Anthony Joshua for a mandatory. Have that split for the TV rights and the pay-per-view buys, and have that split if there is a crowd there as well. That's the only fair way to do it. That is the only way they can realistically do this and plan it going forward, because we don't know what is going to happen a month from now. We definitely don't know what is going to happen 3 or 4 months from now. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.